Hello, beautiful creatives. I am Linda Marcille. Welcome to my channel, Beginner's Mind, Art Mind. And if you're a longtime viewer, you know that I am now splitting my weeks between Patreon and YouTube. So every other week I'm on YouTube, and every other week, the in-between week, I will be on Patreon posting videos there. So this week, I know I've mentioned, well, you've noticed too, that I'm not doing that many collaborations anymore. I tend to only do a collaboration if I see something that I absolutely want and have to have, or if I see something that I think you guys might really want, might really benefit you guys. So I have a couple of collabs coming up this week that I'm going to share with you. This one, I actually contacted the company and asked for the second I saw it come out, because this is Meaden's new, look at these colors. I can't wait to swatch these colors for you guys. These are the softest, most beautiful muted colors. And it is their new line of soft body acrylics. It just keeps getting better. They're matte. If I understood correctly when I saw them, I believe that these are matte. I'm not positive about that, but we'll find out when we test them out. They also have on the box, I'll show all this in detail when I turn it around, but they have light fastness, transparency, and pigment numbers listed right on the box. And they're probably on the bottle too, except I can't read that small. Yeah, they have the pigment number, the name, light fastness. Yeah, it's all listed on the bottle too. So, I mean, what more could you ask for? Soft body. I have some golden soft body, but you know what? I never use it because it's so expensive. I hoarded it. I keep it in a stash below my Liquitex Basics, and I find I never use it. So I'm excited to have a soft body to play with. Oh, and it still keeps getting better. These are available in larger size bottles. So you can buy, when you run out of a bottle, I don't know if it's in every color, but you can buy a larger replacement bottle. So if you absolutely fall in love with these, yes, you can buy replacements, which with so many of these sets that I get, you can't do that. And sometimes I get these sets and I really fall in love with the paint, but you can't buy the replacement bottle. So I'm going to swatch these out for you guys today. I am super excited to do that. And then I have another item that will be coming up in another video that I at first actually said no to it. And then I thought it might be something really good for people to work in their art nests. And if you don't know what an art nest is, I have videos on my channel. As an artist with disabling chronic illness, I have created a sort of art nest in my living room where I keep some art supplies and I can work right out of my recliner when I'm too sick to work. And many of my viewers struggle with chronic pain, chronic illness, or grief, or just, life struggles where they need and want to develop a daily creative practice to help them move through their difficulties and get their mind off of, not feeling well or being in pain. And that's where an art nest really shines. So look those videos up. Maybe I'll put some links below for those videos. As always, I always put the links for all of the items that I show you below my videos. They're affiliate links, so they help me out a little bit. They don't cost you any extra. And there are always links under my videos for Meaden, up to 12% off if you use the code that's listed in the video description under my video. There's also coupon codes for Art Toolkit, Cenex Gouache. So read that information below my video. There's a lot of valuable things there that can save you money. So I'm going to grab my swatch book and get set up over on my other desk and swatch these beautiful paints out and see how I like them. Okay, I'm going to grab my favorite swatching book that one of my viewers gave me. My Painter's Color Diary. I love this swatching book. that out. I'm going to get my paint set up, a little easel set up, and I will be back to do some swatching. Okay, I had my camera all set up in my stand, but I had to take it back off for a minute and just show you these colors out of the box. These are so lovely. Oh my gosh. If you guys know my artwork, I mean, these are my colors. I mean, if you just even look at that painting over there, or this painting that I did recently with the King Art paint, these are my colors. And fingers crossed, but I do think I read somewhere that they are matte, flat finish and not shiny, which is my favorite. Okay, I'll put the camera back and I'll label this swatch book all out with the colors, and then I will come back and start swatching. So pretty. Can't wait to see them on paper. Okay, I'm not sure yet if I'm going to squeeze these off onto here and then dab them on here, or if I'm just going to dab them on there. I just had a thought. I hope each one, oh, whew, I was afraid maybe each one had a wrapper there, but they don't. Thank goodness. Okay, let me see how fast they squirt out first. Maybe I should try that over here. Not bad. Okay, I might be able to get away with squeezing them over here. So this will show you transparency on here. And this is lemon yellow, PY3, PY74. I don't know if I'm gonna bother pulling these out in a tint because they're acrylics. I think I'm just gonna do them solid all the way across. Yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. Okay, so these little tops just have a screw on, so they screw, so they'll go nice and tight. This next one is mid yellow. Ooh, they're a nice texture, you guys. Really nice texture. Nice, nice, nice. I have to be the world's sloppiest swatcher. Okay. I'm going to try to put a nice thick blob on each one of these. So this one is yellow pale. Oh, did I say what that one? The second one was yellow medium, PW6 PY74. This one is yellow pale, PY74 PY83. Very transparent, this one. Could probably put a little more of this one on there. Okay, this one is yellow ochre PY42. I like these little bottles. Wow. It's a nice texture. Orange yellow, PO13, PY12. good orange for Halloween, for pumpkins. Burnt umber. Now I just put these on here in the order that they had them in the box. It's not necessarily the order, it's actually not the order that I would put these in, but they're not watercolors, they're acrylics, so I don't really, you know, it's not like I'm going to put them in a palette. I'm using an angle brush, and for some reason, because I don't usually paint flat, so I'm struggling with the angle difference. I don't know. It's funny. Okay, light pink. This is such a pretty color. So good for portraits. Oops, I put a lot on that time. Wow, I guess I put a lot on that one. It's funny, I haven't swatched acrylics in a while, and it's so different than swatching watercolors, and I'm doing it on watercolor paper, cold press. So it's a little, my brain is a little confused. All right, did I say what that was? This is terrible. PW6 PO73 PY83. Vermilion hue is, I just dropped a big drop of water on that. PR 112 and PR 122. Oh gosh, I like these colors. I think I'm plopping too much down though. Okay, vermilion, crimson, PR 146, PR 12, and PR 122. Or, I'm sorry, PR 22. Ooh, pretty. Pretty. Still putting too much down. Wow. I think I might have to switch brushes. I don't know if it'll help, but let me see if I switch, because I'm struggling with that angle, which is usually my favorite. Ah, darn. Did I mess up? I did. That was... I skipped something. That was scarlet. I'm going to have to make a note. Crimson, I must have skipped. So I'm going to put crimson down here. PR 146, PR 12, and PR 22. And that is actually scarlet, I believe. Let's just double check. Looks like it. Yeah, and this is crimson. Bummer, I thought I was so careful. Oh yeah, that's crimson. All right, well, let's put the crimson down here. The real crimson. Hate it when I do that. I hope I don't have my head under the camera. I'm kind of leaning way forward. I need to get new glasses. My glasses are not working well for me at all. Okay, so I need to make a note for myself that that is scarlet, or I need to do some white out. So let's block that out. PR112 and PR122. Okay. Hopefully that's the only one I messed up. Okay, where are we now? Maybe I better double check. Burnt sienna. Oops. Burnt sienna. Very opaque. This is PR101, PBK11. Purple Lake. PV23. Ooh. Seems like I'm either putting too much down or too little down. Yellow Green Light. PG7, PY12, and PW6. The colors look to me like the way that they're going down, they look like they might have a chalky, I feel like it might appear to you guys like they have a chalky feel. I'm not sensing that. I don't feel like they have a chalky feel. Of course, it's hard to tell with just swatching, you know, it'd be easier to tell if I did a whole painting. Sap Green, PG7, PY74, and PBK7. Very silky feel to them. And they are drying flat, you guys. So cool. Oh, I love flat acrylics. Okay, next one, olive green. Olive green, PG7, PBK7, and PY12. And PW6. Wow, that has a lot of pigments in it. That one. This one says it's olive green. I would think of this more as sap green. That one's sap green. I would think of that one, just the way it looks, more as emerald green. Maybe. A little more muted than some emerald greens. Like that color a lot. Okay, Viridian Hue. And I haven't had to shake these. There's like zero binder separation. I haven't given any of them a shake. And the texture that they're coming out of the squirt tip really nicely. Like they're not, it's not like, you know, like as much as I love M. Graham, sometimes when you open a tube of M. Graham, either watercolor or gouache, it just like a flood of binder comes out. This is just coming out very consistent, Each bottle is the same consistency. So this is ultramarine. Did I say the Viridian hue was PG7? This is PB29 and PB15:3, which is, what is that? Phthalo blue? PB15:3. They don't feel overly sticky. Again, like it's hard to tell doing swatching because sometimes you get into a painting and, you know, when you've got a big area you're painting, things can feel sticky. I found that with Golden's So Flat. I found that if you do a lot of blending, like if you do portraits, this is Payne's Gray, PB29, PBK7. I found if you do portraits with Golden So Flat, it can get sticky on you after a little bit. I don't like that. It makes mixing, it makes it a weird texture if you over mix with that. You need to just get those paints down more like gouache and not mix them too much. This doesn't feel like it would do that, but further testing needs to be done. Titanium white. Again, this isn't how I would lay this out. I'm just doing it according to the way that they had it in the package, on the package label. Not a terribly opaque titanium white, and I actually have quite a bit on my brush here. Mars Black. Wow, we're winding down to the end here. Oh, I almost put that right on the white. Mars Black, PBK7 and PBK11. Nice black. Blue Pale, PW6, PB15:3, and PY3. Cerulean Blue Hue, PB28, PB15:3. Whoops. Trying to put some of these on kind of thick because I want to see if you put them on thick, if they get shiny. Like, is that dry? It's not dry yet. There's a little bit of shine here, but they're not dry yet. Wow, they're so pretty. I'm excited that they come in large, large spout top containers as independently. You can buy them. Cobalt Blue, PW6, PB29, and PV19. I'm wondering if we have time, if this doesn't swatching always seems to take so long, but if it doesn't take too long, we've been playing around with jelly prints over on my Patreon. This one is Phthalo Blue PB15:3. Wow, strong. And I was thinking of maybe trying out some jelly plate line drawings of faces with this paint and see how it does. But I might have to do that over on Patreon. I'm not sure I would have time to do that in this video. So that's it. I just unfortunately put the crimson and the scarlet in the wrong place, but only made one mistake, which is good. Aren't those gorgeous colors? Wow. Really pretty. So it's interesting because they do look more muted in the bottles, and it must just be the plastic. They do look a little bit more muted than they do actually when you swatch them out, if that makes sense. I think it's just the plastic on the bottle. Like this is the Viridian. So this is how it looks in the bottle, and then that's the actual Viridian. So they do come out. I was kind of excited when I saw the whole set be really muted. Not everybody would like that, but I would like that. But it's so easy to mute colors down that's like, this is probably better, you know, because muted colors can go muddy. This way, these are very pure colors, and it's super easy just by putting the complementary color in or putting some burnt sienna in or burnt umber in. So easy to make them more muted. I do tend to like a good muddy color, you know, like a good muddy color, not a muddy color, but that's the swatching. Really nice. Just out of curiosity, I'm going to try and take something like the scarlet. Now these are almost all multi-pigment. There's only a few that are not multi-pigment. Okay, my battery just died. So what I was saying is a lot of these are multi-pigments. Let's find like out of the yellows, double pigment. So let's just pick one. Let's pick lemon yellow hue, and put a little bit over here on my palette paper. And then we'll put, how about the vermilion? That's only, oh no, that's two pigments too. Vermilion or scarlet? I'm going to try the scarlet. The scarlet. Put a little drop of scarlet up here. Whoops, there's a bigger drop than I meant to do. Can I? Oh, the sun just came out. I may have to close my curtain. I have a feeling it's going to go right back in. Let's see what happens. So let's take the vermilion and a little bit of this yellow. And even though we already have an orange, that's a nice orange. That's a nice orange to go with that very bright orange. As a matter of fact, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this on a piece of paper because it'll look different on the paper. So let's grab up some of that, some yellow. Yeah, that's a very nice orange, actually. That's super chromatic, and that's a nice kind of muted orange. So that mixes well. What else could we mix? We could mix the vermilion and the ultramarine blue or phthalo. Let's do the phthalo blue. I might wish that I did the scarlet instead of the vermilion. Yeah, that's some mud right there. Let's try the scarlet. Let's see what happens. Or let's try the crimson, actually. Whoops. Okay, that's a nice purple. Yeah, that's a nice purple. I don't know if it's showing because it's such a dark color. Maybe I should mix some white in with it so you guys can see it. I know the light is changing a lot in my curtain. It's a very rainy day and all of a sudden the sun broke through the clouds, so that is a little strange. That should give you a better look at what that range of purples looks like. Violet. From red violet to blue violet on there. I hope that's showing. And let's try some lemon yellow. Let's try the mid yellow. We haven't tried that yet. I wonder about the yellow pale. Let's try the yellow pale. And the phthalo. This was phthalo, right? I think so. See what we get for a green with that. Very chromatic green. Very nice. Some more yellow in there. Very nice. And then we'll try to put just a tad scarlet in there. Probably should have used the vermilion. Let me try that again with, but now I forget. I think that's the vermilion up there. I hope I'm in the picture here. Okay, I think this is the vermilion over there. Nah, it looks more like crimson. Let's try to get the vermilion for sure. Oh, good grief. Okay, so here is mid yellow, right? Yellow pale. Yellow pale. Vermilion and phthalo blue. Let's see what we get. Very vibrant green again. There's the yellow, the green and tad of vermilion. Okay, that's nice. That is nice. That's a nice green. Nice muted green. Even more muted. Yeah, that's a nice like olive green color. I like that very much. So you can mix. You know, you tend to look at these multi-pigmented colors and think, ooh, you know, they're not going to mix well, but they definitely do mix. You just have to watch, you know, your cools, your warms and your cools together, because you're going to, if you use like a warm red with your phthalo blue, you're going to get a muddy purple. You know, you want to watch that. So, yeah. But with greens, you can kind of get away with both. You can get away with mixing with like a cool yellow or a warm yellow. Some colors it works, some colors you got to be careful. Purple is a color that you got to be careful because, you know, yellow and purple make brown. So you got to be careful there what you're, you know, if your red leans very yellow, it's going to go muddy. But yeah, so I'm impressed. I like them a lot and I'm excited. I'm excited to try doing some paintings with them. Let me show you. Let me move this over. I don't think after I edit this, I will have time. But this is what I was talking about. This is what I've been doing. Well, I mean, I've been doing all kinds of stuff over on Patreon with the jelly plate, but this is fun. So what you do is you draw out your drawings on a piece of paper. Now you can do it with charcoal on the paper. You can do it with directly with black paint. Like this would be perfect to draw out on the jelly plate directly with this squeeze bottle to try it. But I've done different hardnesses of charcoal. I've used ink brushes, and then what you do is you paint a background onto your jelly plate. And I was in these two, I used stencils or texture pads to put texture in the background. So I did these textured backgrounds and let them dry, and then cleaned off the jelly plate, and then took my drawings with fresh charcoal or pastel or whatever on it, and then put it down onto the jelly plate, transferred the drawing onto the jelly plate, and then transferred that, oh, I'm getting paint all over, transferred that onto onto these pages. And in this one, I actually painted into it on the jelly plate and then printed it. It's just so many varieties that you can do. This was a background that I had printed, and I took, it looks like probably charcoal or soft pastel, drew on a piece of paper. Here, this is her. So I drew her out in charcoal on a piece of paper and then transferred that onto the jelly plate, and then printed it onto the background that I already had printed. It's a great way. Now this is the same drawing. I did her again and printed her over this background where I had used texture, all different kinds of things for texture, you know, a comb, a thing with circles in it, a block wrapped with string. I did all kinds of things, and then printed her on top of that, and then did another coat where I painted in on the jelly plate, painted in the color of her face and that, and then printed that. So you can just keep going layer after layer after layer. It's so much fun. So I'll check the time on this video when I get it into editing and see how it goes. But if it's as long as I think it's going to be, I won't have time to do this, but I will do this in a future Patreon video because it's really fun, and I think you guys would enjoy playing with it. And it's just such a great way to play with faces. Yeah, I really enjoyed doing this. Okay, so I love the Meeden paints. I can't wait to try them out and see how they do, like with a painting or on my gel plate. And they did dry flat, you guys. They are totally flat. There's a little tiny bit of a glossy area there, but it's still wet. All the areas that have dried are flat. Oh, that makes me really happy. Yeah. And you can see the transparency of the different colors with that black line that comes through. Very, very excited about playing with these paints. I feel like getting my jelly plate out right now and doing one, but I think this is going to be too long. Okay, guys, I really hope that you enjoyed seeing these kind of awesome paints. I love it when I can find a product that is high quality but extremely affordable when compared to some of the other high-end brands. I can't afford the really expensive brands anymore, and I know so many of you can't either. So even though I don't do a ton of collaboration videos anymore, when I find a product that I get this excited about, I'm happy. I'm happy to do a collaboration video with the company. Now, this isn't sponsored. I don't get paid for this. So this is I get to give you my honest opinion of what I think of these, and I like them. I like them, I like them, I like them a lot. They're flat, they're rich, they mix well, as we kind of experimented here a little bit. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited. I'll be playing around with them a lot in the future. Okay, guys, have a great creative week. I hope you enjoyed the video. And if you did, please give it a like and subscribe. If you're not subscribed already, it really helps to support me so that I can keep making these videos in the future. It's really important to Dawn and I that we grow, that I grow the channel. So, all right, I will see you guys over on Patreon next week, and I will see you back here on YouTube in 2 weeks. Bye for now. Have a great week, and God bless. Mwah.